What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. It's some pretty big Friday news from fellow commentator Benny Johnson. It turns out that somebody has targeted him, his wife, and his kids for removal. Why? Of course, because according to the letter, that he was a white cis Christian Trump supporter. And this letter is diabolical and a real reflection of what's going on right now in the kind of the political climate out there. And I think ultimately, again, I keep getting told we need to have the temperature turned down or whatever the case may be, but it's not me who's turning it up. It's, you know, the reaction of people who feel like they're getting boiled alive. And in this video, I'm gonna share a little bit of, I think I had a longer clip actually here. This is from Andrew Colvett at TPUSA. A vile monster sent a letter to Benny Johnson's home. See, they send it to your home so they know that, so you know that they know where you live. That's, you know, that's the point of this. The point of this is so Benny knows, this individual knows where he lives, and it's meant to intimidate. It's meant to scare Benny and his wife, and terrify them and things like that. And it's insane. It's absolutely insane. And I can't really think about how things get, how things just, it's crazy. The vile scum has been found, arrested, and is being federally charged and is now facing serious prison time. Thank you, Benny, for your courage. We will not be silenced. Charlie's messaging will not be silenced. CPUSA mission will continue. Let's look at this video.
1 month ago today, I witnessed my friend of 10 years, someone who I considered a brother, a loving husband, a devoted father, a generational leader, get assassinated on a live stream by a left-wing radical. Approximately 1 year ago, I witnessed the President of the United States get shot in the head by a left-wing radical, who also took the life of a Trump supporter in front of his daughters and wife. 2 months ago, Christian children kneeling and praying in a church were slaughtered by a left-wing extremist. And 2 weeks ago, federal law enforcement was shot at, multiple sniper rounds, in a federal facility by a left-wing extremist. If it's happening every single week, is it that extreme? Or has the Democrat Party mainstreamed violence as a political tool? The individual.
Well, it has. I mean, we've seen that case for the last, 6 months. Essentially, this has become a very, very normal thing, a very normalized reaction. It's part and parcel, right? This is behavior that is accepted, even promoted on one side of the aisle. And it's absolutely crazy to me. I'm so glad that they found this lunatic, because most cases you don't find these people. By the way, if you haven't yet, head on over to thequartering.com/join. Join as a member. Join the Discord. You can talk to me directly, and we have a bunch of cool stuff going on for Halloween. So the link is in the description. Don't forget that. Let's continue.
Who wrote me described why he wanted me dead. I was a white, cis, Christian Trump supporter. They described in great detail how I would be killed in an open field, just like Charlie, how much blood would come out of my head and neck when it was blown off. This individual described orphaning my 4 beautiful children and widowing my wife with great joy.
It's so wild. Like, what would even possess somebody to think that this is okay to do? I don't know if it was handwritten. I'll probably ask Benny privately, like, how did they track this down? Because I've definitely gotten like crazy, crazy letters and crazy stuff like that sent to me. And it's always like, well, they're never going to be able to find where this came from.
You might want to say another left-wing radical, another extremist.
Well, there's so many of them. I have a feeling this is going to be the point he makes. There's so many of them that it's like, it's difficult to, it's like we're playing whack-a-mole here and no one wants to talk about the real problem.
And to that, I would like to direct your attention to the state of Virginia, where Democrats have nominated
That's exactly what he's going to do.
Vote for the chief law enforcement officer in that state, a man who has done the exact same thing. An individual who's calling for the assassination by bullets of Republicans that he disagrees with. The killing of their children. The slaughtering of, as he says, little fascists. Are my 4 innocent, beautiful children little fascists?
Well, in their mind, yes. I mean, we've seen what these people do, individually. They, it wasn't that long ago when, in Minneapolis, somebody thought, hey, these little kids on their first day of school, in their first service in church, they deserve it.
Violence has been mainstreamed by the Democrat Party. It is not extremist, it is mainstream.
Correct. That's a great distinction, Benny. It's no longer the random nut jobs. It's literally everywhere.
And we need a moment of reckoning here. This has to stop. This cycle must end. Is any Democrat courageous enough to disavow violence? To call for individuals that espouse these things, like what happened to my family, or what's happening in Virginia, to call for those kind of candidates to step down? Will Democrats vote for that? Because if you're voting for that, then implicitly you're encouraging it. You're endorsing it.
I agree.
I don't want political violence. I want peace in my nation. I love this country. I want to be able to debate like Charlie did. I want to be able to raise my family in peace. That is our birthright. But you cannot make peace with evil as a Christian. You cannot unite with people who want you dead. I want unity in this nation. I want to be able to agree on more than what we disagree on. But for that first to happen, we must understand the battle. We are fighting good versus evil, darkness versus light.
Right.
And good must conquer evil. Do not make peace with evil. To that end, and in conclusion, I would like to thank federal law enforcement, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel,
shout out Pam,
Dan Bongino, the FBI, the DOJ, the Tampa Police Department, the detectives here, with absolute pinpoint accuracy, professionalism, courtesy, swift and tact. They were able to act instantly in order to make sure that my family was safe. Potentially to preserve the lives of my children. And they're doing that for families all around the country in many different ways. Every American should unite behind that cause. No matter who you are, you should say, this is a country where families should be able to raise their children safely, where people can have peaceful disagreements, where we can all live together under one American flag. I just want to profoundly thank the Trump administration.
Shout out to Benny. This stuff is crazy, and you never really know kind of what's going on. He wrote here, they've had tons of copycats. They're appearing everywhere. It's the greatest threat to our country today, targeting people for simply speaking the truth. I mean, even if it's not the truth, right? It's just words. And he said, Charlie Kirk taught us to go on offense. That's exactly what we will do. We will work harder, speak louder, grow stronger. We'll continue to move TPUSA's mission forward for Charlie. Yeah, I mean, I think Benny was involved in TPUSA. Wasn't he? Like, I don't know if he was a founder or what the situation was, but I'm happy to report that this person has been arrested, and they are facing federal charges. Now, I don't know exactly how much time that means they're going to be in prison, but I hope it's a really long time. And my thoughts go out to Benny and his family, and I'm going to send him a text privately after this video. So stay safe out there. You know, it's crazy. People are so amped up that it's really hard to figure out how people are getting in this headspace. But at the same time, it's not very hard at all. I hope you're informed by this video, and I hope that you'll subscribe. And if you haven't yet, please go to thequarterly.com/join so you can talk to me directly. We'll talk to you again real soon.